OK, a lot
it's
do,
just they
clearly.
see everyone wear them. Millie's on line 1.
OK, Millie, good morning.
Morning.
Anything to be alarmed at?
Absolutely not. It's just a little kid craze. I don't know why. I don't know whether. Well, when I went to school in 2002, they were already set in where I went to school. My 2 older sisters had them, and they were set in their different schools.
And did they know? I mean, was there this sort of colour symbolism link? You know, that purple is this and blue is that. Did you know that at the time, or were they just coloured bands?
Some of them had colours, like the black one. That was pretty set. And the different ones, like, I was shocked by the anal one. I was a bit like, whoa.
I'd really just do me a favour and don't repeat that word at this hour of the morning. The lawyers will go mad.
Kids used to, like in maths class, I can remember kids would break them. You joke about it, and that was as far as it would go. No bullying or anything like that. It was just, I think it's more healthy that they learn to, like, understand it. But the more grotesque ones that are out there, they're a bit more shocking. But the ones that are more like kissing and hugging, I think it's a bit, it sets the more love tone to sexual relations. Do you know what I mean?
OK, I guess so.
How old were you when you wore them?
I was 13 because I just started high school.
Yeah.
And, well, after a couple of weeks, kids get bored of those sort of things, so it's just a fashion accessory.
OK, all right, Millie, thank you very much for that. It's good to hear from a younger viewer who can remember them from school. Let's have another, please, Kirsty.
We have Eileen, and she's on line 3.
Eileen, good morning.
Good morning.
Any of this coming as news to you?
Yes, it is, and I'm absolutely just shocked. I've got a 6-year-old and 7-year-old, and I'm scared to death now sending my children to school. I would never, ever, in a million years, allow my child to go out of school, just in school, wearing something like this. I'm shocked.
Is there... Now, you see, this then leads into another question, which I think all parents need to consider. If you turn round to your child and say, don't wear these bands, Scott said straight away, you can just put them on, keep them in your pocket, put them on as soon as you're out of parents' eyesight, wear them to school, take them off as you come home. Are you actually just going to be driving this underground?
No, the school needs to make sure that they're not wearing them.
Well, that's a good point. The schools could come in and say, ban the bands. OK, Eileen, thank you. Let's have another.
Nicola's on line 4.
Nicola, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know about these bands?
Not since from today. Yeah, I've got a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old that wears them. We bought them on holiday just purely because they were colourful and they wanted them because they go with the Crocs that are out with the different colours.
Right.
Yeah, do I explain to them now what it is? Put me on the spot to give them an education on it all? Are we just filling them with more fuel to go to school?
I don't know, but maybe there's a conversation... She had a 9-year-old?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a conversation to be had with the 9-year-old of... do people at school try and break your bands?
Yeah, I'd like to see them get anywhere near them. She wouldn't let anyone break them pure fact of their own, but giving that meaning and fueling them up with that information, is it just going to be making the situation worse?
That's what I don't know. But I would dearly like to know if a child of mine was wearing them, a young child, sort of under 10, I'd like to think very innocent child, I'd certainly like to know if people are trying to break them, boys are trying to break them. Yeah. David,
I was going to say, I think you have to give information that's appropriate to her age and her level of maturity, and I think you have to say sometimes people will try and get you to do things that you don't want to do, and I think you have to have that sort of conversation. I think it's very difficult, though, you know, and I'd probably want to say don't wear them.
It's a real can of worms, this, isn't it? I mean, it's coming through that a lot of people don't know about it, and it's getting publicity in the papers now, which is why we're talking about it, and then you start thinking that the craze will spread, and I don't know. Nicola, thank you. Let's have one more, please.
Chris, and he's on line 2.
Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Did you know about them prior to today?
When I was in Year 6, we had them.
OK, and did they have the associations, the sexual associations?
I don't remember having them having the associations, but there was one thing where if you broke it, you had to do it as many times as you broke it as well. So if you broke it once and then multiple after that, it was all just harmless when it was just a joke.
Can you see that? I mean, I can see that it does open the door to bullying.
No.
No?
I mean, I got bullied for being ginger, so it's all just... There was no real bullying around it. But I'm slightly more concerned about the way it's gone, all the different levels, all the different colours and what they mean. When it was me, it was just a sex band.
Okay, because
the one S only.
It was a sex band, so it was either do it or don't do it.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Okay. Well, that's probably where it all started. You probably started it, Chris, with the sex band, and then, I do wonder just how widespread a practice it is. The younger people that work on this show say it is very widespread, and that all these different colours, that there are regional variations.
I think it's more likely that your parents wear something when you're a kid that you don't want them to wear. Like, my mother used to walk around in her brown bikini when I bring friends home from school. I'd be like, Mom, gee, can you put a blouse on or something?
Do you think that's where it all went wrong?
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Oh, my word.
You'd be like, the kids are here. Who wants a drink?
OK, after the ads, we're going to leave the bands. After the ads, we're going to do our last discussion for the week. We're asking if bad boys and girls should be banned from TV talent shows. What kind of impression do junkies, strippers, housebreakers, knife fiends give to viewers of shows like The X Factor? Is claiming a turning over a new leaf a good enough excuse to put these kids on telly? Your calls, please, on the usual number, 0207 173 5555. Newspapers aren't allowed to pay criminals for their stories. Should TV executives be barred from allowing villains to enjoy a bit of limelight? Your thoughts after a short break. Back in a jiffy.
A singer was booted off The X Factor 2 years ago when it was revealed she had a history of violence. Is this true or is it false? Find out after the ads.